thought Charlotte went to their bench as much as most other teams last season. Those guys ate up time for the starters, but weren't nearly efficient scoring the ball as you might want them to be.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Nene. Ilyasova comes in for Gordon Hayward. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Tyreek Evans. And it's Vaughn in for Bradley. Heat also with the sub. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Kevin Love. For the Hornets last season, their bench was weak at times. They just couldn't really score that well.
Yeah, and the Hornets bench was the only bench to shoot under 40% from the floor for the season.
Rebound by Dang. The Heat leading by 8. Anthony dishes to Jang. And Waiters kicks to Shumpert. And it's blocked. But they recover it. Anthony with the bucket.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
I like the activity there, keeping the ball alive and creating some second chance buckets.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
They grab their own miss. Cantor, the pass to Carmelo. And Shumpert kicks to Waiters. Shumpert dishes to Carmelo. Anthony missing again.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Here's Anthony. After the basket by Charlotte. Cantor's shot is off.
And this...
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Cantor. Etuan Moore comes in for Shumpert. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Dion Waiters.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there. Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
They set the screen. Here's Ajinça. 4 seconds left. And it would have counted had it fallen, but offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat out front. They lead by 5. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. They've got Enes Kanter. Amon Shumpert is out there with Dion Waiters. Then it's Gorgie Dang. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Here's Exum. Out to Hayward. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by Dang.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, but one more advantage in the stat column. And that's what's translated to this lead. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Kicks to Waiters. Lets the three fly. And that is good. Waiters got 6 points.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Hornets.
You guys, Dion Waiters is a man who has never met a shot he didn't like. Despite shooting less than 40% from the field last season, he just kept on shooting. Now, every once in a while, he'd get hot and it would look good. But when he's off, which was most of the time, it didn't look very good. He's got to improve shot selection and shot discipline.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Samuel Dallenberg. He's checked in for Nene. Ilyasova comes in for Gordon Hayward. Tracy McGrady's checked in for Tyreek Evans. And it's Vaughn in for Dante Exum.
Samuel Dallenberg.
And Dallenberg with the slam.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
One-on-one here. That's good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
And that one's good by Henderson.
And you look at it, 8 of the last 10 points they've given up here coming in transition.
And defensively, you've got to recognize that threat and make the correction.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And, Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Just 4 to shoot. He took good advantage of that screen. Love's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, we know until last season the Heat had been the kings of the Southeast Division. They won 4 straight division titles, but all of that changed last season.
And Dallenberg kicks to Henderson. Shumpert with some nice D.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Passes it to Love. It's rebounded by Charlotte. The Heat struggled in their own division last year, ended up 3rd in the group, but went a measly 6-10 in conference play.
And listen, they knew it was going to be difficult without LeBron, and especially with the injuries they faced. The Heat still have the most division titles among the Southeast teams with 7. They need to work hard, though, to add to that mark in coming years. Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing. Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Nene, he's checked in for Dallenberg. Hayward comes in for Ilyasova. Tyreek Evans is checked in for McGrady. And it's Dante Exum in for Vaughn. And now running up the court, Hayward's pushing it up. A nice shot by Exum.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for him.
There's the feed to Ajinça. Jang. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
And he gets the bucket.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
There's the dish to exit. The shot by Nene, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Launches a 3. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. Evans attacking. And slam dunk by Nene.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Schroeder kicks to Ajinça. Beyond the arc. The Heat rebound. Jang, the pass to Shumpert. And the shot no good, a bit short.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down.
And we finished one half of basketball. Heat lead by 11. 2K Sports back in a moment here at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has.
And this is Cantor.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Melo having a terrific game. 13 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown up some plays out there.
And it also shows you the importance of intelligence as a defender because he has been a nightmare on the ball.
Tracy McGrady is up there with Hayward. Then there's Tyreke Evans. Then there's Nene. And it's Bradley in at the 1. So that's the Hornets 5. Hornets trailed by 15. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason. Looky here, looky here. How about that one? That play, take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook for future reference.
Perfectly done. He put it on a platter for him. Gosh, that was neat.
And guys, how about the touch there on the finish? Really just flawless. And how about for the Heat having the best road record of any team that didn't make the postseason in the East? But as you said, struggling on the road will sink a team battling for a playoff spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
And the Heat making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. The Heat leading by 11.
Iman Shumpert.
Outside Anthony. Inside. On the wing, Shumpert. Stolen by Nene. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Hangs in the air. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
You know, one final note, guys, on the Heat and their road losses. They ended up going only 2-8 in their last 10 road games of the year. That was a big part of how they fell out of the 8th playoff seed.
Gorgie Dang's checked in for Miami. Here's Evans. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. And it's 7 points for Tyreke Evans.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Now here's Anthony. He's got 15. Shot clock at 6.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
And Tyreke Evans is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Anthony dishes to Jang. A drive by Shumpert. Out to Anthony. And Waiters has it in the corner. Just 2 to shoot. And that one's good, Anthony.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well-versed he is as a coach.
Dives for it. Rebound by Nene.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
Yeah, that's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game, and this shot makes that even deadlier.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Samuel Gallenberg, who's checked in for Nene. Ilyasova comes in for Gordon Hayward. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Tyreke Evans. And it's Vaughn in for Brantley.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior. And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
It's blocked. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Tries again. Jang. Lays it up and banks it in. And now it's a 12-point Miami lead. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
But also, they put the offense on its heel. Look at the number of steals they've been able to get. And that's something they also can take great pride in.
And the Hornets call time here.
And Charlotte had a lot of momentum going into last season off that playoff appearance. But they just stumbled out of the gates last season and spent the whole year playing catch-up.
Charlotte making a switch here. Exum's checked in. And then for Miami, Shumpert is checked in for E'Twaun Moore. And it's Waiters in for Dennis Schroeder. There's the bucket. Good.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Ilyasova can't hit. And for the Hornets, they seemed to get back on track last January, but they faded Clark quickly after that and were too far behind to make up room and get in the playoffs.
And, you know, they had a rash of injuries, Kevin, and that really did them in. All in all, was a season that just didn't have any traction for them because of the injuries.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Anthony drawing the double team. Left side, Shumpert. Back to Anthony. And it's good off the back rim and in.
Carmelo Anthony.
Anthony's got 14 points here in the second half.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up. Up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
And the Heat call time here.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
And the Heat with some changes. Cantor checked in for Alexis Ajinça. Love comes in for Gorgui Dieng. And it's E'Twaun Moore checking in for Shumpert.
And you know what? He's got a new BFF. It's the triple.
And it has been his BFF today anyway. Most of his points have been courtesy of the deep ball.
The Hornets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's Waiters. And as we end the third quarter, and we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Hornets trail by 15. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Dion Waiters is out there with Iman Shumpert. Then there's Kevin Love. Then it's Enes Kanter. The Hornets shoot it really well. 54% from the floor. And it's out of bounds to the Hornets as Charlotte retains possession.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
And the Heat making a change here. Anthony's checked in.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Pass to Kanter. Love against Hayward. Love can't hit. Love's gone 1 of 3 from the field here.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hander.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Jang, he's checked in for Miami. Rick, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. Oh!
And and they definitely have the edge in those fast break points.
Greg, they sure have. I mean, maybe it hasn't helped put them in front, but they're clearly better off playing up-tempo basketball.
Here's Anthony. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. Hornets trail by 9. To the inside. Evans. Here's Nene. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Hornets.
Well, they forced a decent number of turnovers in this one, fellas, and they've turned most of those turnovers into points.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Love's checked in for Jane. Last game for the Charlotte Hornets, it was a loss to Detroit. Cantor kicks to Love. To the middle. Here's Anthony. That's in there. Love with the assist. Love's got his third assist on the night.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
The Hornets on offense. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And it's Evans missing. Miami leading by 6. Anthony kicks to Cantor. Love the pass to Waiters. Kicks it out to Love. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Hayward. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
Back to Evans. Pass to McGrady. Dishes it to Nene. And that's collected by Love. Love's got 5 rebounds tonight. Anthony with it. Evans picks him up. Evans again. It's Waiters. Back to Anthony. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
That's good from Anthony.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
And the shot's good from Nene.
Really good work on the interior. That is a critical 2 points there. That was an ideal scenario really for him. Point-blank range and also a size advantage.
Here's Anthony. Powered down with both hands.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Charlotte moving it around. Evans. Good. And it's McGrady who picks up the assist. McGrady's got 6 assists in the game.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. Love with the screen for Anthony. Love outside. Misses off the right iron.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And guys, you've seen it countless times. In a close game, hustle plays can really make the difference.
Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Anthony against McGrady. There's the pass to Waiters. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin. Everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
And, guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
To the paint. Yes!
Really hard to count how many of their possessions have ended just like that one, with one of his shots falling.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to end the possession, though, and it's the reason this game is coming down to the wire. I mean, his touch from outside and from the field in general has been superb.
And it's Anthony at the elbow. Clock at 6. Back to Waiters. Stolen by Nene. And so it's Miami winning this one. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.